and we keep continuing with our presentations. And the next company is Pinnacle Silver and Gold. Welcome on the stage.
Great, thanks very much. Welcome everyone. Thanks for attending. Alright, so Pinnacle is a little bit different than most of the other junior companies here in that we're not just drilling and trying to make a discovery or trying to build a big resource. We're actually trying to build a mine and get into production as quickly as possible. So our mission is really to increase shareholder value by getting into production as quickly as we can, generating cash flow and growing the company that way, rather than relying on the stock market and diluting shareholders all the time. So our vision really is to build a producing mining company. I've done this before, and I'll get into a little bit of detail on that down the road, but that's really the goal here, is to actually build a real producing mining company over time. Of course, values is something that is important in any country that you're operating in, but I've been working in Mexico for about 30 years now, and we've built up a great team, a great reputation. 100% of our people are Mexican, and that really goes a long way in terms of working with the local communities and getting that positive feedback. As far as the board, management is really important for any company, and we've got some terrific individuals here that have a lot of experience. So you can see that the top three people there have 45 years or more working in the industry. Myself, I've been working in Mexico since 1996, and in the early 2000s I co-founded a company called Great Panther Silver, and myself and my Mexican business partner basically built that company from two guys with an idea into a mid-tier silver mining company with 3 operating mines in Mexico, and another one that we had just acquired in Peru to get that back in production as well. So that's the idea generally behind Pinnacle. We're going to try to recreate that business model and do it all again. Colin Jones is a world-renowned geologist. He consults for banks and for funds, and is a partner in an Australian fund. So he's very highly regarded around the world, and a great partner for me in the sense that I'm a geologist also. So it's nice to have Colin to bounce ideas off of. And Dave Solari is really a critical part of the team right now because he's a metallurgical engineer, and he's right now building 3 plants in Mexico for other companies. He has a consulting company out of Toronto, and so it's great to have Dave's expertise in-house because we're rebuilding a plant ourselves right now on our project in Durango. This is one visual that in a way sums up everything that we're trying to do. We're in a time right now where with gold prices taking off and the silver chart looks very similar, whereas the cost of production has only risen gradually over the last number of years through inflation and so on, but you can see that the margins here, the profit margins, are far greater than they've probably ever been. And so this is what we want to take advantage of right now, and this is why we want to get into production as quickly as we possibly can and take advantage of those profit margins. How are we going to do this? So we start out by acquiring a small-scale mine. We want to keep it affordable. We don't want to go out and try to overextend ourselves by taking on something large that we then have to do massive financings and dilute shareholders just to get it going. So we'll start relatively small and then build from there. So the first one is really just a means to an end. We fully intend to acquire additional projects, and I'm looking for new ones all the time. But we're trying to get this first one going as quickly as we possibly can. And again, we want to use an advance on an offtake agreement with metal traders, and we've already started to have those discussions where we think there is funding available to provide the capital expenditures that we need, or to fund the capital expenditures, and that way, again, we don't have to go back to the market. We're not always looking at diluting shareholders. So that's kind of the idea going forward. I mentioned the board and management team. We also have a very experienced team locally. I'm actually in the process of rebuilding the team that we had with Great Panther before. So we have our exploration manager used to work for me. Our project manager that we're just bringing on now used to be a mine manager for me in previous years, and mine geologists and so on. So we're rebuilding that team. And these people are highly experienced in Mexico, and as I say, 100% of them are Mexican. So with that expertise, we plan to just bootstrap this operation, which is a little expression that we use basically to just get this going as quickly as we can. We don't want to drag it out. We're not looking at drilling off a long mine life and doing feasibility studies and so on. It's small enough, it's manageable, that we think we can just put this back into production ourselves. And then, as I mentioned, we'll be looking to acquire additional projects that we can just keep building one after the other. And we'll structure those. Someone asked me a question, how are you going to afford to acquire other projects while you're trying to build the first one? But if you structure the deal properly and do what we call a staged earn-in, we're acquiring a certain percentage as we go, and you just fund it as we go. So you're not paying for everything up front, so you don't have to raise a lot of money right up front to cover the costs. We're doing this in Mexico, really established in the Sierra Madre Belt, very prolific region in western Mexico. I've been working here for 30 years. I know the area very well, and the project that we have is in an area where our first mine with Great Panther was acquired 20 years ago, so I know the specific district extremely well also. We do have a couple of other projects in the Red Lake district in Canada, but we're not focused on those at the moment. Argosy mine is a past-producing mine in itself, a high-grade gold mine. And both of these projects are 100% owned, but the principal focus for us right now is Mexico. So this shows where we are. El Potrero is the name of the project, and we're in northwestern Durango state, which is one of the better states for mining in Mexico. And you can see lots of other mines around us, some world-class mines along that trend, so very, very prolific trend. So going in a little bit more detail, you can see here that we're actually surrounded by 4 other operating mines within 35 kilometers. The largest of these being La Cienega, which is owned by Fresnillo, which is the largest silver mining company in the world. And La Cienega is actually the largest underground mine in Mexico at 4,000 tons per day. So that's right on trend. Up to the northwest of us is Tehuehueto, owned by Luca Mining, running at about 1,000 tons per day. And then just to the southwest of us, the Topia mine, which is the one I mentioned that we acquired in 2004 to start Great Panther. So it's great to have this. That's our staging area, is the town of Topia. It is a mining town. We can really draw on that for skilled labor, for equipment, contractors, supplies. So it's a great area to have close by. And then just to the south of us, a small mine called San Geronimo, which is actually owned and operated by the fellow that we're buying the Potrero project off of, because he is a mining engineer, a mining contractor, and he's been working in this area for probably 40 years. And that's one of the reasons that we were able to get this deal done, because I've been working in the area for 20 years, as I mentioned, and we really got along well, and because he wants to see his project going into production as quickly as possible, which is exactly what we want to do as well. So that allowed us to do this deal, and we're looking forward to moving forward with it. So just a quick shot of our project. You can see here. Yeah. So the plant is just sitting right in here. So we're just on a little bit of a ledge coming off of the mountain. The road, it's road accessible. The road comes through here and just kind of winds down the road a little bit. There's a power line just on the backside of this mountain. It's only 3 kilometers away, so we plan on extending that across and down to the plant. So it's the infrastructure is actually very good despite the topography. I mentioned the plant, so it's probably about 100 tons a day. It hasn't been operated for about 35 years, so I can see it's a little bit on the rusty side, but other than that, you know, we'll have to replace some of the equipment, ball mills, crushers, that type of thing, but we feel that we can get this back up and running within, well, the actual work itself probably be less than a year. But with permitting and everything, we're looking at probably about 2 years to get going again at a cost of about $2 to $3 million. So it's not super expensive, and as I mentioned, we hope to be able to fund that through an offtake agreement with metal traders. Because of the old mining here, there are some existing underground mines. So it's not an open pit situation. It's underground. It's high grade. You can see we've had some very, very high grades that we've announced, you know, 50 grams per ton. We've had individual grades up to 85 grams per ton, but we think that the average might come out somewhere around 10 to 12, something like that. It's about 70% gold, 30% silver. And the other thing too is that silver grades seem to be increasing towards surface. We've had surface or silver grades on surface in excess of 2,000 grams per ton. So in places it is very, very high grade, both gold and silver. This is a quick snapshot of our share price. You can see how we just acquired this project at the end of March. So we spent a couple months taking samples, mapping, sampling underground and on surface. And then once we started to put out news, the stock price jumped up a little bit on the first high-grade results, and then we put out some more, jumped up again. And so this is what you know, we refer to as leverage that you get from buying the junior mining companies as opposed to just buying volume. So even though, as you saw on the chart, the gold price has gone up quite dramatically, it's gone up 40-some% just this year, but our share price has gone up about 300% this year, actually just in the last 6 months. So that's really where you get the leverage by buying the juniors. What's important here is the little pie chart that you can see. That insiders own about 27% of the company. Our largest shareholder, Michael Kott, actually lives here in Munich. Some of you may know him. And then myself being the second largest shareholder. So Michael and I own about 22% of the company, and the rest of the board and management team own the balance. A lot of our closely held long-term shareholders from Germany and Eastern Europe, actually. So it's a very, very strong shareholder base over here in Europe, I'm pleased to say. And then only about 42% of public float. So it's a very good share structure. So where do we go from here? We're looking at just continuing on with the work we've been doing, continuous surface and underground mapping and sampling to give us more information as to the whole system and how to put it all together. We should be starting an airborne LiDAR survey fairly soon, within the next week or so, and we'll be press releasing that, and that will give us a lot more information, structural information about the controls on the veins and the mineralization. So it's something we're really looking forward to receiving. We've already started the permitting process, and the first step I hope will be underground drilling. And if we can get the go-ahead for that in the next few weeks, then we'll start that process and start the preparatory work underground and preparing the sites, drill stations, and then moving forward with the drill program either later in the year, or perhaps we might wait till January to start that up. We'll be redesigning the plant and just fine-tuning the cost, the time to put that all back together, and as well as initiating discussions with the Electrical Commission in Mexico to extend that power line the 3 kilometers over to the plant so that we can provide power for it once it gets going. And eventually we'll have to fund all this. So just in summary, with Pinnacle, we're creating a new company with an older proven business model. We've just started earlier this year. So we're just getting going. We're going to start with small scale production and expand as we go. So we're not going to spend a lot of time and money trying to build out a larger deposit and a larger operation because we want to take advantage of the increasing profit margins that mining companies are seeing right now and be able to build the company out of cash flow rather than always relying on the market. And obviously, as I mentioned, we've had a lot of experience doing this in the past. We are focused in the Americas in top-tier silver and gold producing countries, and focused on high-grade underground mines as opposed to low-grade open pit. Faster and easier to permit and better profit margin. So with that, I'll wrap up and invite you to stop by the booth if you have any questions, and we're welcome to talk to you some more on that. Thanks.